Hi everyone, I'm Craig Muirhead from pipingclub.com, and today we're going to have a little look at a tune called The Water is Wide, which is a slow air, and it was traditionally a folk song. The first I really heard of this tune was Inveraray District Pipe Band, who became the Grade 1 World Champions, played it and made an excellent job of it, and I've loved the tune ever since. It's a tune that you can play if you're fairly new to the chanter, but you need to know your grace notes, your D throws, your G strike on Ds, so your G grace note strike movement, and also thumb grace notes. There are a few of those in this one too. If you don't know those, check back some of my old tutorials and you'll find what you need there. Before we start, if you want to give this video a like or subscribe to my channel, you'll get some updates on other videos that I'm posting and tunes to learn. So let's make a start. We're going to break this down into 2 bars. It's just worth noting that the first 3 notes are not considered a bar. That's called the anacrusis, so that's a sort of lead-in to the first bar. So in this music, the first bar is the F. So let's make a start. You'll see on the music from the Piping Club site that the notes are written underneath, so if you're not totally familiar with what notes what yet, then that'll help you through, because I know when you're at the early stages of playing, you're not too interested in the theory, you just want to get playing some tunes on the chanter and then hopefully onto the bagpipes. So I've got the notes written in there for you. So I'll play the first 2 bars for you first. I went on to the 3rd bar there because it felt quite natural to do so, so that's how we'll work it. So from the low A at the very start, which is just your pinky up, we're going to play a G grace note to D, up to E, watch out for little crossing noises and things, and then you're going to play a G grace note up to F. You're then going to hold that for the whole bar and into the next bar. You see the notes are tied together, the Fs. Then you're going to come down to E, a G grace note to D, down to B, and then we have a strike to low A. So if we break that down again, playing it, we've got low A, that's the anacrusis, that's the lead in, the first 3 notes. And then from the E, we're playing a grace note up to F and holding it. Then we're going to play a plain E and a G grace note to D. Then we're playing a plain B and a strike to low A. And that's the first phrase of the tune. So if we piece that all together nice and slowly, it's a slow air anyway, but we're going to take it even slower than we would, but piece it all together. So from the low A at the very start. And you'll see that low A is held as long as the F was held earlier in the line. We'll try that once more, just to make sure we've got it. There's only 4 lines to this tune, so we're already a quarter of the way there. So after 3, we'll come in with this tune. 1, 2, 3. Great stuff. We're going to do that once more. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Good stuff. Just a reminder that this is all free, these tutorials online, and I started them up in lockdown 2021. If you want to go to the pipingclub.com website and make a donation there, you are more than welcome to do so, but don't feel obliged because this is totally free. So one more time over the first line, then we're moving on. 1, 2, 3. Great stuff. Now we're on low A already, and if you look at the end of the fourth bar, at the end of the first line, there's another 3 notes grouped together. Now you'll notice I didn't play them as part of the first line. I'm grouping them in with the second line as they sort of tie into the next phrase. So we start off, we're already on low A, and we're going to start off with a D grace note back to low A. And then it's a G grace note to D. Now down to C. And at this point, we're moving on to the second line and we're playing a D throw. If you're not 100% with your D throws, I teach them as just 4 notes, low G, D, C, D. That's why I teach my D throws nice and open. So we're on D now, and we're holding that for as long as you held the F and as long as you held the low A in the previous line. Then we're going up to E. We're playing a G grace note to F. We're playing a high G. And then we're finishing off here with a thumb grace note to E. So we'll talk through that whilst playing. So we're already on low A. So we're playing a D grace note back to low A. Now a G grace note to D. C, and then a D throw. Then we're moving up to E, and then F, with a G grace note. Now we're playing a high G, and a thumb grace note to E. So we're going to try that again. We're going to piece it all together. We're going from the low A in the last bar of the first line. Nice and slow. So we're playing a D grace note to low A. Great stuff, and we'll try that again. We're already on low A, so we're starting with our D grace note. We'll do that one another couple of times. From the low A in the last bar of the first line with the D grace note. Great stuff. If you bear with this tune, at the end I might play a bit of an accompaniment on the piano for you to try and play along with, so you can sort of create your own sound back at home there. Let's try that once more, and then we're going to piece the first 2 lines together. So from the D grace note to low A. Great work. Okay, now we're going to, like I said, piece the first two lines together, starting from the low A at the very start. We're going to play it nice and slow. I'll count you in and play along with me after 3. 1, 2, 3. Great stuff, well done. Now just to say as well, I really like hearing from people who are getting involved in the Piping Club videos. So if you'd like to get in touch with me, you can get me at info@pipingclub.com, or you can even interact with me on social media. On Twitter, that's at Craig Muirhead, and on Facebook, it's at Craig Muirhead Music. And yeah, if you want to share pictures of you getting involved in all of this, that's all great. I love to see that sort of stuff. Okay, so we are now at the end of the second line, going into the third line. As I say, there's only 4 lines to the tune, so you're doing really well. We finished up on an E, and the next note is also an E, so we're going to play it with a strike. So this is going to start here with a strike. We're then going to play a G grace note to F, up to high G. Then you're going to hold the high A as you held the long notes in the previous lines. And you're going to come back down to high G. And now we have another thumb grace note, but this time it's going to F. Now down to E, D, and a G grace note back to F, which we're going to hold as well. So there we go, we're on E to start this one. So we are on the 4th bar of line 2, and we've played the initial E. We're now going to play the strike, then a G grace note to F. So we'll go from the first E. Then you're up to high G and a plain high A, and we hold that one. So we'll go high G, high A. Now we're going to go down to high G again, a thumb grace note to F, and an E and a D. Okay, so from the high G, and that's the second bar of the third line. And to finish off this little phrase, we're going to finish with a G grace note to F. Now remember, when you're playing a G grace note to F, you don't just want to lift that one finger, because it can get quite messy. You can get these crossing noises here. So really, you're going to want to lift up all 3 fingers and then go to the F all together like that. So we're going to come from the D and play a G grace note to F. Good stuff. So we're going to try the third line now a few times, starting from the last bar of the second line. So we're on the E, ready to play that strike and get going. You'll notice in that second bar, the F, E, D, it moves along quite quickly. So you just have to be aware of that. Let's try it again from the E at the end of the second line into the strike. Great. Let's go again. From the E. Now remember, if you're trying to do this by ear and you want to really look at the music, you can get it. You can access that on the pipingclub.com website on the already play page. Yeah, you'll find that there. So that's the third line. We've got one line to go. Done really well. This time the lead-in notes, the three lead-in notes, start on an E. We're going to play a G grace note down to D, a B. Then it's a strike to low A, and you hold that as you have done in the other lines. Then we've got a D grace note back to low A, a G grace note to B, a plain D, and then a G strike on D, which is just a G grace note strike grouped together like that. So again, we'll talk through that again whilst playing. The first three notes are an E, a G grace note to D, and a plain B. Then from that B, you're going to play a strike to low A and hold it. At this point, we're playing a D grace note back to low A and a G grace note to B. And then we're playing a D and a G strike on D. So if we piece that all together, from the E in the fourth bar of the third line is where we're starting from here. So the end of the third line into the fourth line. Nice and slowly from the E. Okay, let's try that one again. From the E, fourth bar of the third line. Another couple of times. And because we've been doing it quite slowly, you might not have a great idea of the tune yet, but I would encourage you to go and listen to some recordings of some great singers sing this, but also the Inverary recordings that I've mentioned already. So let's try and group the third and fourth line together before we play the whole tune. Okay, so from the E, strike at the end of the second line through to the end of the tune. Great. So the key is not to get frustrated if it's not going well. The beauty of these YouTube videos is you can just keep rewinding it, go over the little bits you're not sure of. But if you are at the point you want to try it, let's try and play the whole tune from start to finish. So again, we'll start this after 3 with those lead-in notes at the very start of the tune. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Great stuff. I hope you've enjoyed that. Like I say, please get in touch with me through thepipingclub.com and through the email address and the social media I spoke about already. Like and share this and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. And also, if you didn't feel very challenged there, or if you want a new challenge, you can go on to the pipingclub.com website and buy a couple of collections of music that I've released. One is a selection of rock and pop songs on the pipes, and the other is a collection of my own compositions. So they're all there if you're looking for something to sort of whet your appetite just now. What we're going to do is, before you leave, I'm going to play a bit of backing on the piano here, and hopefully you can play your new tune, The Water is Wide, along with that, and make some nice music at home. Other than that, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again soon.